Good afternoon. Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to the team show here on the Blue Abroad YouTube channel. This is the final team show. Two versions of the team show this week, given that we've got a game on Sunday. We've had a bit of time to digest last night. I was kind of hoping we'd get a press conference from Vossi today, but it wasn't to be. We might have to wait until Sunday if we do a game day stream. But how are we all? How you all doing? Who is here? Happy Friday. It's Knockoffs on the Blue Abroad YouTube channel. We are brought to you by Mr. Cabinets. Hello, Sandra. First in. CFC ahead. Graziella Figueroa. Ella Grace. Did I pronounce your surname right just then? Genki Rose. Hey, mate. It's going to be an interesting forward line without Charlie. Such a shame Lemmy got injured this time. Well, we're gonna see Harry Mackay have to play full forward. You know, that's what we're gonna have to see. Hello, Wayne, Christina Bombonati, Hyde. Hello, Alana, Alex, Sonia, Dione. Happy Friday. JSOS to the dogs. Yeah, the new report came out that the dogs would be meeting with him over the next few weeks. Watch him just stay after all that. Hello, Robbie. You are having a garage vino listening to me. Love it. Love it. I should have poured a glass, actually. Hello, Frankie. Sock the Blue Bagger. Hello. Fermi, you are here. Lou Felino. Close enough. I'll work on it. Hello, Ranger. Reese. This feels like Jordan Boyd's last chance, unfortunately. Don't know what's happened to his standing in the squad in the last 12 months. Good call. Good call. Let's just have a look at that team again as it was named last night. Wow, it's going to be a long wait for this game. This is the extended team. This is what happened. It is a very small forward line, which might not be a bad thing. Wouldn't mind one more in there. Although if Hudson plays and Pito, I don't know if Hudson, Pito, and De Koning will play, but it'll even out if one of them do. Alex, JSOS to dog suck. Well, it's not. Nothing's actually happened yet. It's just a report that he will meet with them. Unless I'm missing something. But we shall see. Who do you guys think will be the final bench from what we see here? Pick four. Pick four people from this final bench. From this extended bench to make the final bench. I think we'll definitely play two rucks. I think De Koning and Pito will both play. I think Flynn Young will play. So Pito, Young. I'm going to go O'Keefe and Boyd. Hudson is a better forward option than TDK. He might be. He might be. If we're smart, we'll lose our next 3 games. Make sure Collings drop to 5th. Aaron Dirks, hey mate. Pito Evans, Flynn, and O'Keefe. Okay. Pito, Young, Durden, Young. Paul, hello mate. From a very wet Sydney. You're on your way. You're on your way around the country. Would love to have you call in if you have a chance. And anyone, here's the link. We'll get an update from all of you. Hello, Matula. Pito, Flynn, Durden, and Evans, you think? I think Lewis Young should play as well. Worst thing about losing is the bloody Hawks own our first pick. Yeah, true. So we can't even tank. We can't even do what we do best, lose games. Fresh cut. Yeah, fresh cut yesterday. Have to. What up, Aiden? Pies players are in unrest. I love how we are so believing of every report. Maybe Sauce is trying to sabotage the Pies after all. Tatum's tantrum. Don't care who we play. Who plays, we're going to get smashed. Freo are looking good. I don't know if Freo they don't really smash teams. I don't want to talk too early because it could happen. That's the only thing. It's a saving grace in my mind. But I can't see how we've got enough to beat them. Matula, are you the only one that can't wait for changes to happen? Oh no, I think we're all in that boat. G'day, Robert. Good to see you, mate. You are actually the latest Blue Abroad member to sign up. Thank you very much. Good to speak with you this morning once you signed up. Hello, Zach Borg. You want to drop TDK? Well, we can tank because we'll get the pick after the Hawks. Yeah, that's true. Lou, trust me, Jack is not leaving. Okay. All right. Let's get some guests in. Feel free to drop in anybody. I've got Paul. He is here. Hello, Paul.
Terry, how are you?
Mate, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, just coming out of the wet. It's been an awful day in Sydney today. Horrible.
What was on the agenda in Sydney?
Yeah, look, just touring around the rocks, doing the usual tourist bits, looking at the bridge and the opera house, but it doesn't take good pictures when it's absolutely lashing it down out there. So not great today. And the weather forecast for the next few days is just the same here. What have I left? Melbourne's usually worse. Has Melbourne been good?
Well, I've got to say, the sun is out today in Melbourne.
Oh, no.
Yeah. The sun is out. It's cold, but it's nice because the sun's out. So I've tried to get outside as much as possible. I think it's gonna be pretty clear for the next few days, but that's okay.
Well, we were spoilt. We arrived here yesterday from the Whitsunday Islands, which was absolutely gorgeous and about mid-70s, so about 22, 23 degrees. That was lovely. So, yeah, hey-ho.
Give us a rundown of your time in Melbourne. It didn't end very well because we ended with a belting at the hands of the Hawks. But what did you think of Melbourne this time around?
Yeah, look, I absolutely love Melbourne. It's always the last day that you see stuff that's really interesting. And it wasn't until kind of our last full day that we discovered, just walking around, we discovered Chinatown. That just looks amazing. And next time I'm in Melbourne, definitely want to spend a bit more time around there. Definitely next time it would take a bit more planning because need to take in at least a couple of Blues matches and maybe a VFL, make it the full package next time. So that's something I've got a plan on. And yeah, fully intend to do that, mate, because as you know, I'm nailed on. So
you're in
for better or for worse. Yeah, I'm hooked.
Well, I think it can only get better if you're starting your journey this year, you are starting from where you're starting from, the bottom, and it can only get better from here, I'm pretty sure.
It can, and I'm really looking forward to Sunday afternoon. My wife realises that at 5 o'clock I'm going to have to find a sports bar here in Sydney to watch the game. And, nobody expects us to win. I don't expect us to win, but I'm still really looking forward to it. And look, another 3 games and the season's finished, and then you'll all miss it. you'll be going then months with no footy, and everyone wants the season to finish, but when it's finished, you'll miss it. And we'll all be looking forward to next season, as we will. We all know there's going to be massive changes in personnel all over the club. And let's hope it's an absolute positive. It has to be a positive going forward. Next season's got to be better. And, like Sunday's game, I just want to see the young players play. If we get pummeled by 10 goals, we get pummeled by 10 goals. But there will be positives to take out of the game. If we play those youngsters again, there's always positives to take out of any game. Even last Thursday's experience, against Hawthorn, for me, O'Farrell was absolutely brilliant. Will White was really good as well. So, there are always positives. And you know me, I remain upbeat.
You do.
I'm still going to be in Australia travelling around over the next few weeks. So the next game after Sunday, I think I'll be in Darwin. So, or Kununurra, one or the other. But anyway, I will find somewhere to watch the game with the locals. And wearing my Blues cap, mate, it opens up so many conversations. Everywhere we've been, it's the conversation starter, because everybody's got an opinion on Carlton.
That's true. So you've now been to a game. You've been watching the whole season via screen. What was the big difference for you in how you absorbed the game?
Well, seeing the players from the other side of the world is one thing, but I think going with you to the private viewing of the Captain's Run training session was very, very special for me. Being that close to the players I've really got to love this year, to be, literally feet away from them, and then see those guys playing the next day. I have seen Carlton live now, and that's massive for me. Win or lose, I take the positives out of that. I love those 2 days in your company, and it's been just brilliant. And I will be back. And like I say, I'm looking forward to the rest of this season, watching the last few games on my Australian tour.
Mate, we love to have you, and hopefully we can get a couple more wins before the season ends. But if we don't, we don't.
We don't. Hey.
If we don't, we don't. But yeah, mate, enjoy the rest of your time in Sydney, and we'll get an update from you over the next few weeks for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I will catch up with you definitely again while I'm around, and we'll see where we are.
Sounds good. See you, Paul.
Have a good evening. Take care. Bye.
Bye. How good. Okay, Tom.
Yeah, Tezza, how are you?
Mate, very well. What's going on?
Not a lot. Just enjoying my Friday.
What did you do? What did you do today?
I worked today. Worked from home today.
Yeah. Is that usually your thing on a Friday?
Can change up and down, but mostly, yeah. Normally working from home on a Friday, so good run into the weekend. But yeah. What do you reckon about the team? Any changes or? I think it's going to be as named. The last 3 on the list are going to be the emergencies. Binns, Boyd,
Let me just grab it up
O'Keefe.
one more time. Binns, Boyd, and O'Keefe as the emergencies, you reckon?
Yeah, and Durden will be the sub.
Fair. So Lewis Young would come in and play as that second tall?
Yeah, I think with the way Vossi's been sort of putting the team out this year, he'll go for experience over sort of bleeding another youngster, because if you bring O'Keefe in, we all of a sudden are very young. I don't know, like, what are we going to play for this year? But at the same time, you still want to be really competitive, I think, especially in the air. And Lewis Young, he might be not the most gifted by talent, but he'll give you a lot of effort in the air at least.
Yeah, I actually think he's had a better year this year.
Oh, I
Always-
definitely think, he's had a good year. Just injuries have held him back, but we'll see. Tom DeConing on Luke Jackson. See which they're sort of the same archetype, and then you've got Darcy and Pitnet are the same archetype ruckman, so it should be a good, interesting ruck battle this week.
Yeah, that's true. I was sort of considering yesterday when it came out, I thought maybe they'll take Pito out, but no, he's going to be, he's the future. At this point right now, Tom's not going to be, it doesn't look like Tom's going to be around. Like, you have to play Pito.
He's number one ruck now.
He's number one ruck. And you have to, I actually think DeConing and Pito against Jackson and Darcy is a great matchup.
Yeah, it's pretty much the most like-for-like pairing in the AFL if you look at teams with two ruckmen. So I'm a bit worried about our centre line now that they've got Will Brodie back, especially with O'Meara on the wing against Blake Acres. He uses the ball well, O'Meara, and he's got a bit of speed, which is two of Blake's flaws.
I was doing some digging online. I was looking through Freo Hub on Instagram, just to get the fan sentiment. And this particular page was saying that didn't think that Brodie would come in. It would Brodie would be but we'll see. But I mean that's just one Freo fan's opinion. But
I mean, from looking at a Freo perspective, if you're going to bring him in for a game to get him ready for finals, it's going to be against us, because we haven't really shown that we're a team that'll hurt you or, make it hard for him in his first game back. So,
mate, you want to find form? Play against the Blues.
Mate, that's exactly right. That's what we do.
Okay, I'll tell you where I'll find some sort of confidence. I actually think Harry will be better for the run. He's come back. He's come back before, and he usually doesn't do very well in his first game back, and then he gets better in his second game. He is like the target. It's going to be him. He'll be playing deep. I don't picture him leaving the forward 50 too much. There's two rucks there, so I think it's like a full forward Harry. Yeah,
it's got to be. It's if they take Harry and play him in the ruck tonight, then I've lost all hope in what our coaches are doing. So, and especially if we're going to have Lewis Young there as well, if Harry's taken ruck centre bounces, we're a lost cause more than we already are. But what I'll take that positive about what we're going to be good with our forward line, and I'll give you their half forward line. Just strikes fear into my heart.
Oh, it's the players with pace, isn't it?
Like Sam Swiatkowski, I reckon he could join the club of he'll kick 3 goals against Carlton every time he plays, as well as Shai Bolton and Patrick Voss, 2 real informed forwards. And it's sort of, who do you put on them? Think about it. Like, do you put Cowan on him, but then you take Cowan's run away? Sard will probably go to one of them, and that's a whole nother conversation with how Sard's going currently on a dynamic fast forward. Like, that's the line that I think will worry me the most on Sunday.
Their half forward line?
Their half forward line, yeah. Getting up and back, and then you go one line further, and then you got Michael Frederick, who's also just as fast and agile, and then Josh Tracy and Jai Amos, I feel like 2 forwards that we can hold with our tools, but I think the damage will be done at their feet.
Yeah.
Just to bring some positivity into the...
Look, part of me, all of me says we're not winning. Part of me says we can put up a pretty good showing.
Absolutely.
Because Freo haven't really belted too many teams this year. They don't really do that.
Absolutely.
And then also just what I've read online, garnering the fan sentiment. And I don't know if this is going to be relevant on Sunday, but there is that fear of Carlton. We've given them damage.
yeah,
And there is this fear about, Carlton always get up for Freo, especially over here. And I don't know if it's going to reflect on Sunday, but it's interesting to read.
Yeah, and I mean, I've been looking back at some of, like the Jack Nunes goal, the Murphy goal, and all the people that are involved in those plays don't play with us anymore. Like, it's sort of like even Doherty was the one that kicked the ball. Yeah, he kicked it out of bounds, but he was the one that kicked it to Nunes, and now he's gone. Casbolt was the one that tapped Zach Fisher, who gave it to Murphy. Like, we're not just gone. Like, it's sort of, it really is just put into perspective that we've had so many players come through and it's been for nothing. And it's really starting. I feel like that's where that rot sets in when we're at this point of the season where we're kind of like, what are we doing? Like, yeah, it's a conversation for another day, but but it's there.
You know what? Let me read something out to you. I was on Big Footy the other day.
Okay.
Just,
yourself
as in the search for answers, in the quest, when you get lost and you go to Reddit, you go to Big Footy, you just go anywhere.
Two great forums to go to for answers.
So there's a lot of great commentary there. At the end of the day, I think most of us, if not all of us, are just guessing, but this was a lengthy post, which I don't know, it resonated with me. I thought I'd read it out. From a profile named Just a Battler. This person's opinion was that this person's opinion was that this Sunday should be Voss's last game. Wright has had enough time, and Silvani/Kerno are the blatant canaries in the mine, signalling enough is enough. The situation in there now has escalated into an unmitigated disaster. Doherty exited before the season is even over, distancing himself from what is coming. It can all be fixed, but will require Wright to have a story to sell to the key influencers in there, and he will have to be on top of all the factional player politics and cliques. The manner of the loss to Brisbane, followed up by Kennedy and Owies being shipped out, followed by the loss to Richmond, followed by the emergence of the Elijah Hollands behavior, followed by the calculated offer to TDK on top of 19 players needing to be re-signed, pretty much set the cat amongst the pigeons in the playing group. The playing group lost its unity. The club was exposed for its BS marketing slogan, and the coaches and leadership group were exposed as out of touch and out of control. For some players not in Voss's favourites, the signals were pretty clear. 2 starting 22 players week in, week out, been there for years. 1 a best clubman, out. A rejection of an AA player who wanted to come to Carlton in favour of the draft, and the breakdown of the draftee in preseason, on top of Newman out, on top of Mackay's mental issues, on top of losses, on top of. Pretty easy for players to start thinking about exit plans. The club has almost been encouraging it. Now the players don't know if the coach they like or don't like will be there, or what the new regime will look like, and where they fit. They can't talk to a dead man walking. A lot of them have been waiting for contract talks, waiting. And all the news is that TDK is leaving. Now Jack wants out and Charlie wants a lifestyle change. This has to be stopped real fast. If a coach has lost players in his leadership group, that says it all. Such a shame.
Yeah, that all just, I think, comes down to Graham Wright sitting the players down and being like, you're either here, and if you're not 100% here, we're going to look for something for you to go, because moving forward, it's going to be rough. And if you're not 100% buying in, then you're just going to be part of the problem, not part of the result.
Yeah.
Part of the fix.
Yeah.
It's just so much, though. Like, 2025 is when it eventually turns and we get some success. 2025 is going to be the year that everyone looks back on and be like, holy crap, we lived through that. Like, it's like when you go to go to the footy these days and you think about COVID times, you're like, wow, there was a time where there was no one allowed in the stands, and now we're here. Like, that's kind of what the Carlton success is going to be. Like, were you around for 2025? Yeah, I was too. Like,
It was the worst of the worst, mate.
yeah.
Anyway,
It all started with a dick pic.
it all started and ended with a dick pic.
That's it. But yeah, it can only get better. Although I've heard Pommy say, you think it can't get worse, and it can.
It
Yeah,
can.
it can.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, mate. Thanks for calling in.
luck.
We'll speak soon.
Have a good one.
You too. See ya.
See
One more here. Kel. Mate, hello.
Hello. Hello,
Kel?
can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, mate. Yes, I can
Cool,
hear you.
cool. Great. I'm in Launceston today. I'm going to a bench tonight with Sticks, Diesel, and Cooter.
Oh, nice. What is the function?
It's to do with the 30th anniversary of our last premiership.
What do you remember from that?
I remember us kicking Geelong's butt. It was great.
What else is on your mind about the Blues this week?
Oh, this week, yeah. Well, look, I'm hoping for a win, but I'm not, expecting it. But a win would be good, seeing we've had some good form over there against Freo lately. But yeah, I'm just hoping.
Hey, that's all we have. Just hope.
Yep.
No. Fair enough. Well, yeah. What's your prediction for Sunday? How does it all play out?
Well, my prediction is Carlton win by at least 3 points. At least 3 points.
Mate, I'm here for it. I'm here for the upset.
Yeah. Look, same here, but whether it happens, we have to wait and see.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. Thanks for calling in.
No problem, Tez. Go Blues.
Yeah. Thanks, Kel. Go Blues, mate.
No worries, thanks.
See ya. He's a good man, Cal. He's a good man. I forgot, guys. I found something. Look what I found. Grouper Hamilton. Look who I found on an Instagram reel today. Yeah. Okay. So I was on Cooper Hamilton's Instagram. Saw his reel. Check this out. We're going to play it.
Morning walk with Hugh. Got home a bit late, 9:16, was straight into breakfast, and then working on.
I'm going to mute it for a sec because you'll see why. It's basically doing a day in the life of a semi-professional athlete. So Cooper Hamilton plays for the VFL team. So let me just get to where I need to get to. I think it's 7:45 p.m. Okay, ready? Stand by. All right, we're getting there. Hang on. All right, we're getting there. Okay, ready? Now, tell me, is that Elijah? Is that Elijah? Or like, am I tripping? That's Elijah. Okay, great. Okay, so we have an Elijah spotting. Okay. I saw it and I thought, I haven't seen him at the club at any of the training sessions. And then I thought, is that a VFL player that I just don't know who it is? 7:45 p.m. training. But anyway, I have not spotted or seen Elijah at anywhere And like it's the common question at the moment. I just assumed it was it. We're just not going to see him again. But this is good. He looks healthy. Like he's in the gym. So anyway, Elijah is there. Now, the other thing I saw today was so you know how we saw the little clips from the Andrew Russell interview on the Sacked podcast. Well, today, Greg Williams, Diesel, was on there and he was talking with the guys. And I want to play you, I think, the part which piqued my interest the most. So check this out.
Remember the main things that happened?
So you're almost arched your way through. Like you've seen the highlights, you can tell the stories about them, but you actually can't remember the fine details.
Yeah. That's right. No detail.
Yeah.
Scary? Is it scary?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I feel it is. I remember Andrew Demetrio said he might have concussion, but he hasn't forgotten how good he was. I thought that was a good line.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, concussion's not funny though.
No, it's not. And is there something we can do more to stop the incidents of concussion happening? It's hard. It's a combat sport.
Yeah. No,
What
I
do you
think there is.
Yeah.
Not just, like I said, I'm trying to do everything I can for myself and that, but it's more like even the W players who play now.
Yeah.
And my grandsons who's playing.
Yeah.
Like just more the next generation of. You don't want your kid getting concussed. No. And I remember studying it years ago. Even the best neuroscientist in America, bloke said to him, "Oh, my son played gridiron. He's 15. He got knocked out on the weekend. How long should he have off?" And he said he shouldn't play again. That's the sort of.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's going to happen.
No, we just got to be
that's
careful.
how serious it is.
Yeah.
My 12-year-old kid, she plays soccer. I've never said you can't play footy, but I'm pretty happy she's not.
Still, there's no need to be belting each other up. Bumps gone. That all those sort of things help. Even training, I think, is an issue still for us, even at AFL level, especially. Still, there's no need to be belting each other up.
That is training.
It's just ridiculous.
And the NFL is
gridiron, they don't.
Yeah,
you're not allowed to. There's certain sessions and that's it. But we've still got a fair way to go. Yeah.
And obviously you've had some scans that CTE is only diagnosed when you pass away. What makes you think you've got CTE?
Oh, I think there's some good scans that show damage. Yeah, there is. And it wasn't a good scan.
No.
Yeah.
How worrisome is that? What level of detail do they give you? A lot of those MEG scans now, which are costly, but what do the all MEG scans tell you?
I pretty much said that I was 80 years old type thing. Really? 75, 80, which is pretty damning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about in the future? Like Mark McClure's battling with his own issues right now, but what do you think about the next 20 years and what does that leave you with a sense of trepidation?
Yeah, no, I'm concerned about it. But just like I said, try and do everything I can.
Yeah.
And just healthy as you can. And I don't do as many crosswords as my wife yet, but I probably should do more. Stuff like that. Yeah.
So, like, if we, as you say, like, I don't know if it's a mandated set of contact through preseason. Everyone's allowed 10 contact sessions, or you're allowed. That makes some sense to me. Do you?
Maybe none.
Maybe none.
You can still do tackle technique and stuff, but you don't have
without the full
bash up each other.
Yeah, all those micro concussions or whatever you call them. All those.
The compounding is the problem. It's not just the concussion.
No.
It's and then you talk about W. Like I really get upset about the W. Like umpiring. And it's not the umpire's fault. It's the AFL's decisions in regards to women.
Yeah.
Like 5, 6 tackles in a row of, there's in the back there's around the neck there's holding the ball there. Like just be a little bit more Tiggy Touchwood and play on.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll send you the YouTube channel. This is on Code Sports. I have some thoughts and I want to get yours as well for those of you who have watched it or listened to it. So first of all, very serious issue, CTE, with the brain, take nothing away from that. And it's clear that he's suffering the lingering effects of it from his playing days. And I'm just a little bit confused because on the one hand, he mentioned here that, you know, he doesn't remember anything from his career, but it's an hour and 6-minute podcast talking about his memories of the game and Brownlow counts and when he got into dust up. So I was a bit confused about that. I'm also just from a realist point of view, like, why is he a board member? Is he of full sound mind if he's got an 80-year-old brain? What's the need? Like, am I missing something here? Am I missing something about this scenario? Does this add to the story of what we've all been talking about? Like, he's obviously got some issues, which is fine. But what am I missing here? You either remember or you don't remember. And then if you're not of fully sound mind and you can't do what you used to do, like, why are you in a leadership position? I'm just confused. It's confused. It's confused me more than what it hasn't. And I think, first of all, I think it's a very important conversation to have. Really interesting insights there. His view on, you know, head knocks in preseason and what the league can do, and you know, his opinion on tackle drills, and especially with the AFLW, which is very contested. So what do you think watching at home? Because I just saw more contradictions and it raised more questions about the current state of the club and who's there and why they are there. It avoids a lawsuit. Okay. How though? How? Like, as in Carlton? Have Carlton been negligent in the past, or is this an AFL issue? Venus, you've got a question for all of us. Who is the most transformative player in AFL this millennium? Example, the answer to the question in the NBA would be Steph Curry. This question relates to CTE. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. I'll come back to it. Hyde. Yeah. He's a board member because we're a shit-run football club. He's window dressing. So do you mean for those who watched him play? Like, does that soften? Does that bring up nostalgia if you see a figure like Diesel, who's a champion of the game and a champion of the club? Like, does that make you feel some type of way if you watched him play? I got no doubt he was a champion. No doubt. I don't have memories of him. We all don't remember most things. Okay, fair. Been saying that since he was appointed. Woke employee. It's what Carlton do and why we are here now. I think he doesn't remember the finer details, but clearly he's functional day to day, if that makes sense. Yeah, Simon, I'm just curious. I watched the interview. It was really insightful, but honestly, like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Diesel in any way, but he's got some serious things to deal with here. Why is he a board member when the club is in disarray? Got a point about him being on the board. You'd like to see Mike Fitzpatrick on the board. Well, I think there's a few of us that would like to see him on the board, or as president as well. He's on the board purely because he's a club great, not for anything he does. But is this something that's always just happened? We've always had a club great. I know that Juddy was on there. He was football director. He was on the board. Is this common for the Carlton board to have a former champion player? I guess Sticks was the president before that. Cameron, yes, we actually watched it yesterday on the team show. We watched all 7 minutes of the highlights. Bloody brilliant. Dione, you could care less if he's on the board. He is warning and he can come on the board. Really was lawsuit. Love him. He's not up to it. Probably shouldn't be. I just have questions about his capacity to be 100% fully functional as a leader and a decision maker. No, I didn't find anything there. Unfortunately, I was kind of hoping. Judd said he rarely remembers big moments from his career. Does that mean he has a brain of an 80-year-old? If Diesel is that unwell, don't even work at the club. Jackson, we're just welcome. We were just watching the Diesel Williams clip. He did the Sacked podcast with Code Sports with John Ralph and McFarlane. I'm going to say it was. Sandy, you think Diesel was a PR exercise and possibly a compromise being paid in lieu of a lawsuit? AFL has always pushed history and accolades over most qualified. Gleason on the board. That was a former player. Okay. Robert. Yes, absolutely, mate. This is an all-time great. You didn't know he was a board member. Is he the best person? I just think at a time right now where absolutely everything needs to go right, quick, it just raises a flag for me. Maybe I'm naive in even thinking that way. So I'm just exploring the thought. I watched that interview and I felt like I was missing something. It's like, what world am I living in? Like, am I the only one that's thinking this way? Are we the only supporters who are on their team's board? I don't know. We might be. We might be. Diesel had success on and off the field. Think he's a good board candidate. You need someone on there. For sure. No doubt. And I remember when he was appointed, he was someone that was going to bring that football hard edge. The way he spoke, he speaks, I think he speaks the language that we want to hear. So from that point of view, it's down the line, it's brutal, it's honest. And that's great and important. But this is a serious issue here that he's dealing with in his own personal life. And then it raised the other point of, he mentioned, I don't remember my playing career. It's like, well, you don't, or you do in certain Brownlow counts, in certain seasons when you and Reece Jones were getting into each other and who broke your nose. It was a bit of a contradiction. I'm not going to lie. Glenn McFarlane. Jack Ison had a video from his game Scotch College 2 last week. 3 goals, 5 goal assists playing mid forward. I might check that out. It's just got me curious. It's got me curious. Could be to give a football lens to other members of the board. Absolutely. I don't think his type of qualification shouldn't be on the board. I think it should, if anything, maybe a bit more. Brought in Graham Wright as the CEO, who is, for all intensive purposes, a football CEO, not a business CEO. So I think that's a good start. Diesel's a football person. Is this just the makeup of how this board works? So is the next version of Diesel Mark Murphy, or who else? Someone mentioned Gleason earlier, although I think someone said Gleason was on the board. Don't think Wright will have a say about board level stuff. That has to come from the board. Yeah, good luck. We are in a simulation. It's the only answer for why this club is such a circus every year forever. Yeah. Sonia, tell you what, he was the only one from the board who came around to every table and shook our hand. Yeah, I will vouch for that. Every time at a function, he always is very approachable, and he's very, what's the phrase, like in the trenches, no doubt. when things are not going well, you look into every aspect of the club. Is it fair? Maybe that's the question. Yeah. Well, when there's no answers given and there's no honesty and there's no truth provided, especially in a year like this, we're going to go searching. People go searching. People that care go searching. I don't know enough about Fitzpatrick other than he's just held in such high regard. I think he's, I'm not 100% sure on it. I know that there were motions to put him on the board as president. That was reported earlier in the year. Too many money handlers, too busy counting cash and membership numbers. Yesterday's heroes need to step down. Fitzpatrick is best qualified and most experienced to be our president. Brian, what makes you say that over someone like Priestley, who I don't know anything about either, other than he was at JP Morgan? Wasn't Mike Fitzpatrick was he a commissioner at one point? Mike Fitzpatrick, like an AFL commissioner. He was appointed to the AFL Commission in 2003 before taking on the role as chairman for a decade, from 2008 to 2017. There you go. He's 72 years of age. Interesting. Jay Baggers, wow. Can't be throwing out such. Is this what you think might happen, or have you got some information there, mate? Let's just say the off season will be nuts. Even Captain Carlton up for trade. Wait, Captain Carlton is in Patrick Cripps, or Captain Carlton is in the mascot doing the backflips on game day? Because I've got some more options for trade. I wouldn't mind trading out Freddie Mercury. Can we trade him out? Can we do that? Get Robbie Williams. Get a Robbie Williams song pre-game. Yeah. So just chairman, new player, business-minded. Do I think losing Silvani is a way of moving forward from the past or ripping the soul out of the club? I don't buy in personally. I don't buy into this. If Jack leaves, the soul of the club is ripped out and the fabric, and I don't believe that. I would be devastated to see Jack Silvani playing at another club, particularly Collingwood. And just the thought of him lifting up a cup in stripes, like, sickening. But I think we'd have no choice but to move on and get on with it. It would be a bad look, but I actually think it could be the big thing that shakes the foundations and maybe has the club moving into that next layer of its evolution. But I still think there's a reality where all these fucking players just get together, someone just spit the truth at them or amongst themselves. They have to grow up. The other part of me says, well, if you're leaking now and you're already, looking over your shoulder at leaving and jumping off, then that might be the answer in itself. I don't know if we can be held to ransom by players anymore. But then there's the other part of why they're leaving. They love the club. When you've got poor contracts left, right, and center, and poor list management and poor decisions. So it's so complex. It's so complex. It doesn't end. It doesn't end. And that's why I think a big rocking of the foundations moment has to happen. I actually think we were close to this in 2021 from memory. And I've been talking about it recently. We had turmoil. The season was over very quickly in 2021. External review announced halfway through. We knew the coach was gone. Absolutely a disastrous year, sprinkled in with some lockdowns in there. And then there was a board challenge. Constitutional amendments were proposed. And then Doc was diagnosed with cancer. And then football just went away. Rightly so, because it was about one of our favorite sons, needing people. So I remember that, and I kind of find similarities to 21 and 25. Not the same, but similar. JSOS leaving isn't the soul leaving. The soul was sold off years ago. Jack is the girl next door who brought you food, brought in your mail, fed your pets, and comforted you during the hard times. And now she found love elsewhere because you took her for granted. Oh, she's going to be the one that got away. Does anybody have the one that got away? I think the Duke Leverage show might. Captain Carlton, the mascot, still around. Thought he was in rehab. Yeah. Got 10 minutes until teams are out, final teams. If anybody wants to join, always welcome. I don't mind. I actually don't mind Captain Carlton. I got nothing against Captain Carlton. Does a good job. Okay, J-Baggers, you're talking about the mascot, not Crips. Okay, good. No single player or name is bigger than the club. Sonia, 100%. This is the soul of the club. It's the supporters who have been there for generations. The players come and go. I totally agree with this. Totally agree. We need fans on the board looking at Collingwood's board. Well, I'm pretty sure most of the board are Carlton fans. Pretty sure. Football became a business during the Depression years, and the mob had its hand in the jar back in the day. Yeah. Jezelenko left the club in 79 post-premiership, and the club survived. Okay, great. Can somebody shed some light on this? Because I think Jezelenko was he at the time a similar figure as what a Silvani was? So at this time, I think Serge was obviously playing. We didn't have a Steve Silvani playing, or maybe he wasn't a legend yet. So was there this sentiment around Jezelenko and we can't lose him, and what will we do? Is there any parallels to draw here? Aiden, the one that got away. Damn, Duke. All right, we need whiskey and a cigar. Hello, Jen. Yes, it is complex. It's so bad that players want to leave. Voss has ruined. Is it all Voss's fault, though? Because I reckon player unrest has been there from Teague, from Bolton. I don't know. Supporters come and go too. They do, but their kids then become the supporters. The families stay. Okay, so Jez was captain at the time. Okay. He was captain coach. Harris was fighting with the board and Jezza sided with him and he lost. Okay. He was a god to the supporters. Jezza was a legend. The Prez's wife is on the Swans board. That's true. So how long? Okay. Can someone give me like a little paragraph of what happened? So he leaves, Jezelenko leaves. What happens in the 1 year or 2 years after that? Like what happens? Danny, I'm going to get you in a second. So he was coaching us when he left. Okay. And we survived. We went on to win back-to-back premierships. Jezza was a true Blues champ as a player and a coach. Comparison is Cripper and Voss leaving over a dispute with the president. Okay. Petra, you were at the general meeting at the Brunswick Town Hall, which saw Jezza ousted as coach. There was a split and Jezza picked the wrong side and left. Right. Percy took over in 1980. Okay, so this is a bit different to a Silvani leaving. Oh well, I think the conversation is around a big name that everyone links to the fabric of the club and the soul of the club, and everything seemed to be okay. Aiden, we used to sack coaches after winning flags. Now we're going bananas over Kennedy and Sauce maybe leaving or have left. True. True. You know what the other part is? I don't know about you, Aiden. I got asked recently, who's your favorite coach? Vossi's my favorite coach. Vossi's the best coach that I've seen. I think he's better than Rats. I can't really comment on Parkin. I wasn't really into it. Obviously, Parkin was a better coach, but Voss is the best one that I've seen, which is the ironic part of all of this. Danny.
Tez, how are you, mate?
Vossi's the one that's brought me closer to a flag than any other coach.
He has. Well, at least I've only started watching AFL since 2013. So yeah, there's my answer. So
look, I don't disagree that we might need a clean out of coaches, but still, in this moment, Voss is the best one that I've seen.
Yeah, and truth be told, like I was talking to Pommy, I was a really detailed call, I think earlier in the week, and we were just discussing, it's so many. Obviously, I told you yesterday I was frustrated and everything, but Pommy, like I was talking to Pommy, and he was like, "But just burn the joint, Danny." He was like, "It's fucked," and all of that stuff, and I was like, "I understand that," but at the same time, Tez, if you look at it, right? Brian Cook came in. We needed stability after 2021. He put a plan in place, and yes, as shit as it has been, or maybe we overrated our list, but we made the finals. We made the prelim. However shit the season was in 2023, we made the prelim. We made the finals last year just by the skin of our teeth, and then we are in the shits back again. So it's just you could take it for what it is. We haven't made final in 10 years before that, Tez. So you can't really say that it wasn't. We needed stability at the time. We needed stability, but I think the stability is there. The off the field stuff is already taken care of. It's more on the field stuff, which is why I believe like Graham Wright coming in is like the perfect kind of tonic that we need in the club right now.
How's this for a question? What if it's just all about getting the list right and getting the playing group right? Like, what if Collingwood's got its own absolute like fuckery happening at board level and admin level and all of this stuff, but because the performances are there, like, how do we know that they're not a complete basket case as well? Or am I just coping?
You're not. You know why? Because exactly the same question I raised with Tommy when I was talking to him earlier this week. And I was like, amidst all this chaos, right? I was talking to Tommy, and same with you, Tez. Like, think about it, right? When Graham Wright went on that extended leave last year, and Pies were obviously didn't make the finals, were still playing good. So they stuck together, and Lepish was there as well. And then after that, when they had a disagreement, Graham Wright was like, "Okay, I'm going to go on extended leave." And then as soon as there was a possibility of them not making finals, so many stuff came out, like, oh, there's unrest in their board, a lot of stuff is going out, Graham Wright's going to go, are they going to bat Lepish or not? So all of that stuff happened just because, and you know what, that's what happens, Terry. Vince just puts everything under the carpet and you can just go on from there. I feel like the clean out, like I think the obsession of us, and yes, Jesus leaving, I still feel like, I don't think he's the fabric of the club, but he actually demonstrates the closest feelings that us fans feel. I feel like, I've heard that when Carlton loses, he's the first one to be pissed off. He's almost like at breaking point, would cry if we lose a game and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm go on, sorry.
So just to add to that, I'm with you totally. Plays like, when you're a fan, you want to see that the players out there are feeling the commitment to the cause that what you are. And that's Jack, no question about it. On top of the fact that he has the two things that are seriously lacking from an on-field perspective: competitive edge, like relentlessly competitive, and foot skills. He kicks on both sides, which we lack a lot.
And that's what I was saying. Like, that's why I just feel like there's a bit of a power play there of some sorts. And then later in the week, we found out that Graham Wright was getting involved in getting Jay Sauce back on board. So that it's a wait and see, to be honest, Terry, because it's the first time that we actually have a role for Jay Sauce in the team.
Yeah.
He has played as a tiger. He's played as a defender. He's played as full forward. He's played every role under the sun. And now that we have a position for him, and he has been in the top 5 players until recently in Champion Startup, so now he has value. So now he can say, you cannot really push me around. And I don't get the rhetoric that saying that, oh, well, we actually just made a fool out of him and then played him out of position. To be honest, we were just trying to make positions for him, make him work in the team. I more see it as that than rather than saying that, oh, we didn't cater to his needs, or we were just taking him for for a ride.
I agree completely. I think he got games early in his career because we tried to get him in there, and I agree with that. I think we tried to do whatever we could to find a role for him, whether it was forward, half forward, small forward, tagging, ruck.
Yeah. And you know what, Terry, like the thing is that apart from JSauce, and to truth be told, like from what I've heard, and when I told you my sources, because I told you I used to work for Icon, my last previous employer, so I still keep in touch, so I still get some of intel. And last I heard yesterday was that there's a lot of players, and I think funny enough, Damien Barrett posted a sliding doors today, kind of mirroring what I said yesterday. There are a lot of players out there for the wrong reasons, or like feeling of entitlement or something like that, and I think when the players came in, the mentorship was kind of missing as well, with a lot of young players. So I think they're there because of the brand name Carlton, that is. But I feel like, coming back to the point that I was trying to make, that we shouldn't be attached to the player apart from JSauce. I wouldn't be. Anyone can go. And if Terry, if nobody sees the vision of Grand Knight coming in and making it happen, and if you don't see yourself, the team's in, is it?
Yeah, let me just pause you there.
Go on, sorry.
Final hold that thought. Hold that thought. It's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Final teams out: Sam Doherty, Charlie Curnow, Adam Chera. In: Flynn Young, Lewis Young, Francis Evans. So that means on the bench you've got Pito. Actually, somebody said this earlier. Who was it? Tom? I think Tom came on earlier and said that he thought it would just be the first 4 names, and he was bang on. Pito, Flynn Young, Lewis Young, Francis Evans, and Corey Durden as the sub is what he thought. It looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. Interesting to note, Moya was named as a follower yesterday. Now he's as a half forward. Ollie Hollands named on the ball.
Wow, that's great.
So
that's good.
Sard, Wiedering, Carroll, Cowan, O'Farrell, Haynes, Akers, Cripps, Cooper Lord, Zach Williams, Jesse Motlop, Ashton Moyer, Lockie Fogarty, Harry Mackay, Will White, DeConing, Hewitt, Hollands with Pito, Young, Evans, and Durden. Emergencies: Binns, Boyd, Hudson O'Keefe. So you would think 1 or 2 of these boys in the emergencies won't play or be held off, so they actually won't get any game time at all.
I think Binnsy misses out. Of course. That he's on the emergency. Who's that? Why is Jordan Boy not in the team? What have I missed, Terry? What has that done?
Well, I mean, Matt Carroll, the emergence of Matt Carroll, I think.
But would you rather play Sadi, or would you rather play Boydie at this point?
Adam Sard. Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, when you're paying him the kind of money that we're paying him.
It always comes down to that, doesn't it?
Always comes down to money, baby. No money, no honey, Danny.
Oh, mate. Nah, far out. Now that I don't dislike the team. It's fine. And Tommy's such a big believer. He's like, Danny, I really only want 1 forward. I think only 1 forward works in Tommy's system. He reckons that this could be either Charlie or Harry, because they all, after however many players they've been together, Terry, I still by my friends from Essendon, they were like, why do they keep fighting for the same ball? Like fucking younger siblings, like 9 to 80-year-olds going for the same ball. They've been playing with each other for more than 5 years now, Terry, if not more. So
I can't say that anymore, man. I like when I watched them last week running to each other, like it's inexcusable.
it's crazy.
Just, it is crazy. It is absolutely crazy.
But you know, when you see the heat map, so when you guys were doing the rating show and we saw the heat map, so Charlie I think was more on the left and Harry was on the right, but when Paul was in the middle, it's like they just don't even call balls. They just go for it. It's literally like straight footy. But anyway, the point I was trying to make, Terry, was before that, as I said before, apart from Jay Sauce, if nobody actually sees, because I think change is scary. Like, when Graham Wright comes and some players who are there, who are not there for the right reasons, I mean, not there for the football and would not put their head in like that. I think that's, if somebody wants to leave just because of those changes coming, then I'll say, I swear anyone can leave, Terry, because we love the players. We love Charlie, we love Jacob, we love Kripa, of course, we love all our players, but then we want success. We are through loving players for 30 years, Terry, and we've gotten nothing for it. Like, literally, we only had nothing. Like, in last 10 years, that was the first time we made finals, so fuck it, man. Seriously.
Yeah, I couldn't care less who lifts up the Premiership Cup. I just want to be there for it. I'm not attached to who it is. Yeah, I would love Crip to lift it up. He's done so much, but he's also been rewarded quite handsomely by the club as well. So it's not like he's going to be leaving this game with nothing.
Yeah.
So,
Terry, like 2 Brownlows, multiple, like he's got all Australians as well, John Nichols medals. So he's done all, but
families are set up for life. Family's going to be looked after forever. Yeah.
Yeah. But, Terry, like, it's controversial, I guess, but I feel like, and I've seen that and strongly believed in that, but I kind of bit my tongue last year when he won the Brownlow, but I don't think Kripa is the right leader for us when it comes to captain, because he leads by example for sure, 100%. But for you to be a captain, there has to be something more than that. Like stern words with the underperformers, like having honest conversations, as they love to call. It's how many times have we heard that word? But we need to have those. And I'm not saying, obviously, from outside looking in, I'm not saying that he's not doing that, but we are noticing a pattern. And I don't think Kripa is doing that. I feel like Jacob Wiedering is a bit more clearer, a bit more stern when it comes to those kind of words, just from what we've seen from face value in the media, I guess. But we need to have those changes, Terry.
I don't agree with that at all. I think Wiedering's shown a bit more weakness than what I thought he had, to be honest. See, for me, I see through tough talk. Like, you can yell and scream and swear and talk tough. Like, for me, I see right through it. Show me. Like, it's usually the ones that are trying to show you that they're tough, that they're actually the weakest of all of them and need to be cut at the legs, personally. So I don't buy it. I don't buy tough talk at all. Like, the one that's in control of their emotions is the one that's got real strength, in my view. But fair.
No, obviously different opinions. That's what makes us, like, it's a healthy debate anyway. But I was more going to ask you, do you think, according to you, Kripa actually has those kind of stern words within the dressing room, you think, the hard conversations?
Not hard enough. I don't know. I just don't know if this group as a collective hold. It can't just be, it can't just come from Crips. It can't just come from like a single figure of like, I'm in charge and you'll do what I say.
Yeah.
It's got to come from the entire group. The standards have to be driven by the entire group, to the point where someone can tell Crips, hey, you're dropping the standard. Like,
keep each other in check.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So they haven't done that. Who knows? Maybe we're going to have to wait for the team show in 2029 when, I don't know, Charlie's doing the Sack podcast and he's talking about what really happened in 2020. I don't know, man.
I'll tell you something very honestly, Terry. Like, I'm a positive person, but I've obviously been frustrated with whatever's happened lately. But I feel this is such a right step in the right direction, with Graham Wright coming in. And I'm not seeing them as a messiah, for sure. That's not going to happen. He's not going to make sweeping changes, and then he cannot do that. It's a kind of a gradual process. And obviously, because we are so resistant to change, it's going to take some time for us fans, obviously, to get used to it. Like, imagine talking about having tough conversations, and then when we put Charlie and Jay Sauce in on the chopping block, and we all lose our shit. But truth be told, I think that's what we need. And I don't think the rebuild's going to take as long as we think it would take, because 2021 was a dire year for us, COVID as well. So there was that. And then Doc, as you just mentioned, with his cancer. But 2025, of me supporting Carlton, even from 2013, man, this has been the worst year, I feel. Because it's literally, we've just waiting, like dying a slow death this season. And we know the writing's on the wall.
it looks like it's like they've avoided putting too much heat on the senior players from a young age. And like I look at Gold Coast, for example, like Dimmer's embraced the heat on the players. I still see the immaturity in these guys at, in their late 20s. Like, and now they're at this point where it's all falling down. And what happens every year? It's all right. You're sore. We'll put you in cotton wool. You're the asset. All right. Get ready for round one next. Like, yeah. I haven't seen a collective maturity from the group. I've seen the immaturity come out again. And yeah, I don't know if it's just a coach. It's an entire football department. 100%. There's immaturity everywhere. Mate, the fucking president... We'll start there, mate. There's immaturity up there. So, like, what do you expect?
We should have known, Terry.
We did know. No. We did know. We were just in denial. Sorry.
I remember.
I was in denial. I did know, and I was in denial.
Terry, I still remember you on your bicycle. I remember having a few conversations when you were in Thailand. And then I remember when that happened and you were just sitting on the bench and just like, just recording yourself like, there's a dick president. And I swear, I didn't know what happened because I was off Twitter. And then when I saw your video, I was like, is he actually fucking joking right now? And then I followed the news and I was like, what the fuck? I'm living under a rock. This actually happened. And then, and then Elijah happens and then Harry happens and then far out, man.
Newman.
There were so many signs, man. We just didn't take them.
Newman, Elijah, Harry, round
Jagger.
one. Yeah. Anyway, Danny, it's been real, mate. It's been good stuff.
It's been good, but it's just to truth be told, like finding you, the community, and like I think I've been following you for 3 years now, but also just Pommy, like all of you guys, like amazing, and we can go through this together. And I'm so positive that this is gonna turn like much quicker than possible, and we're gonna weed out all like the weak people, our weak players in our squad and make it better. We need it. We need good kickers, Terry. We fucking can't kick to save our lives, man.
We cannot kick to save. That's why we need Jack Silvani, because he's a good kick.
Terry, one thing before I go, that one point I still remember, was it I think it was one of the commentators when Adam Chera we were playing, I think Sydney, and then he kicked the ball in our forward 50 and just went on the full. And then the commentator called us like, that's isn't sufficient intent. That's insufficient skill. That just kind of fucking topped it off, man. For me. That's literally us this season.
That'll seriously do it.
All right, Tess. Hopefully a good game on Sunday, man. I'm not hoping for a win, but I'm at least hoping for some fight with the youngsters. And that's why I feel like these changes were good, because at least we'll see some fight. And somebody fucking giving a fuck, hopefully.
That would be nice. Danny, we'll speak to you on Sunday.
I will. Cheers, brother. Have a good night.
Yeah, mate. All right, guys, that is it. That is your final teams show. That'll do us. I'm not sure if there will be a game day stream on Sunday. See how I'm feeling in the morning. Actually, I guess we will have a Vossi presser because there hasn't been one yet. I'm just not sure what my day is going to look like. But if I don't see you Sunday afternoon, then I will see you Sunday night for the fan cam, straight after the final siren. Thank you very much to Reese, who just signed up as a member. Appreciate it. Take care, guys. Have a great Friday night and go Blues.